Another month, another embarrassment in Afghanistan. These graphic pictures, take a look here. They show American soldiers in Afghanistan posing with the bodies of dead insurgents that were published by the LA Times this Wednesday. The backlash came immediately, with the Afghan president condemning the photos and calling for a quick and complete security transition from NATO to Afghan forces. It's only the latest chapter of a recurring problem in a country that most Americans in every single poll you look at cannot wait for us to get out. Now, as I mentioned before, our guest, Bradley, is a veteran himself. He spent 2 tours in Iraq in the infantry, and this is the last example. We had a guy, obviously, walk off the post, kill women and children, civilians in country. Before that, we had other photos of, soldiers posing with dead bodies here. We had the Koran burnings. It's made what was a difficult situation next to impossible. And some of the rationales I hear is, hey, you don't know what these guys see. For guys that are in country, and the one commonality is every single one of these incidents, guys lost somebody in their company to the insurgents. I know we're not justifying it, but I have no perspective on this. You do. Do you understand what goes through guys' minds? Do they snap when they see one of their own killed by a faceless enemy?
Well, first, I want to make sure that it's clear that my opinion is my opinion, and I'm speaking for myself and nobody else. Everybody responds differently. Some people are more rational than others. But you got to remember, a lot of these guys are 19-year-old kids, 18-year-old kids. It's hard, and a lot of times you don't think you're going home anyway. Now I look back, I'm 25 now, and I think a lot of these are morally wrong, but I don't support them, but I can understand why they're acting out. They don't know what to do, they're scared. A lot of times you don't know who the enemy is. You don't see the other side of it. For an example I had was, we had a squad hit by an IED, and there was blood all over the walls and all over the streets, and the Iraqis, they wouldn't clean it up. So for weeks we had to patrol by and see our friend's blood all over the floor and try to pour a little water from my bottle to clean it off.
Do you get enough emotional help? Is there enough, is there somebody to talk to from the Army, or is there?
I wasn't in the Army.
Oh,
I was in the Marine Corps.
Sorry.
Big difference. Yeah. They do give you the support you need when you come home. While you're in country, believe it or not, you don't have much time to think about it, because you're running like a machine. As soon as something starts, all your training kicks in, and you just do what you were trained to do.
You seem emotional just talking about this.
It's hard. I mean, it still feels like yesterday. It'll never go away, and I've seen the effects the negative effects it's had on some of my brothers throughout their lives, and how they come home, they're never the same. And then you have some guys who come home and they lead successful lives. So you see both sides of the coin, but it is very emotional for me.
Does somebody explain? And again, you said it, these are 18 and 19-year-old kids, that when you do the photos like this, it's not just that it's stupid, it's going to make the mission harder, but you're putting your own, as you said, brothers at risk here.
Well, here's the problem.
You're recruiting the enemy here, and they're going to go after you guys even more, and it's going to get harder to win over hearts and minds and stuff. I mean, it's not just dumb, it's dangerous.
Well, if they came at it, if they would come straight at us, the war would end a lot faster. Instead of trying to sneak around and hit us, a bullet here, a bullet there, a bomb here, a bomb there. But this isn't the first time this has happened. This has been going on since the beginning of wars. People used to always take souvenirs, and you see Vietnam.
Do the guys know what was wrong when they did it? Because somebody said, "Don't do this." This is a
lot of times people are acting. Soldiers are acting the way they think soldiers are supposed to act. Marines are acting the way they think Marines are supposed to act. And they do a lot of things that separately they wouldn't do. But what's new to the war is the media, YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, and it's the same old war. The game doesn't change. People are doing the same things they did in the 1800s, 1900s.
The only thing for me, Brad,
but they're taking pictures, they're recording
pictures. They're not just doing it. They're like, take a picture with me and the dead body.
What's really wrong is are they taking pictures?
No, they shouldn't be doing it.
They shouldn't be doing it.
And again, for me, beyond just the right and wrong, you're putting your own guys. And I'd like, I know a lot of people who served here, and they say they are brothers in arms. It's not just a word. You're putting those guys in danger, not you, but when they do this stuff, forget that it's not right. They're making the mission even more harder than it is. Finally, let me ask you, and we got to go to a break after this. do you understand by people saying, what's the point? And I know you're speaking only for yourself. Would you just say, enough's enough, let's get out of there?
Well, the best thing I can say is it doesn't matter why you're there. What matters is that you are there, and that while you might not support the war, support the troops, because it could be your neighbor's son, you know, your cousin,
Definitely.
your friend.
But
and
do you
that's
think
how I feel.
it's time to come home?
I think if everybody could be home, it'd be nice, but some jobs have to be done.
Bradley, stay with us. We're going to jump to a break. Before we do, though, we're asking you at home to sound off. The same question I just asked Bradley: is it time for the troops to come home? Go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/RichardFrenchLive. All right, everybody, we'll be right back. Stay with us.